Alright folks, welcome to the 4th annual RSA College Field. My name is Tony Nelson. We have the first event finals going on today against UW Stevens Point number 1 team and UW Stevens Point number 2 team. Lineup for the UW Stevens Point 1 team is Skip Ryan Karnowski, Vice Skip Evan Broward, second Jill Belling, and lead is Aaron Gerholt. And then for UW Superior 2, skip is Zach Hartman. Third is Kylie Abel. Second, Rebecca Kelko. And lead is Sarah Fryer. So far, both teams have been undefeated in this tournament, so we're going to get it started for you here. And Zach Hartman just calling for a simple guard out there for the first shot. Sweepers around it right away, instantly going out there, making sure that it's going to get there. And it's going to be a hog rock, folks. Ice just got scraped right before the event.
So what they did for this game, they wanted to flip and they picked another game.
So it's completely different ice than what they had earlier today. And now Ryan is just calling for, going to go for a guard and doing the other turn. Alright, Aaron's rock is on its way. Sweepers around it right away, trying to scrape off the freshness of the pebble, and might be a touch a bit of frost out there. And oh wow, both leads of first stone, both are hog. Right. Sarah's second rock's up. Let's see how she adjusts. She's getting the same turn as she did in the first stone that she threw today. Definitely has to wait now. See if it's going to be too much or just right. Now they're sweeping on it. It's looking like it's going to be pretty good. Alright, we can't see it, folks, but it looks like it's a zone 2 guard. Alright, now Aaron's going to try his second shot. Oh, my apologies, that's Jill. Sweepers are on it right away. Looks like Ryan wants to bring her behind the red rock. That's in the guard zone up there. And turns into be a zone 3 guard, folks. Alright, Zach is going for a draw behind the 2 guards that are in front on the center line. And this is Rebecca's first stone of the end. She's got plenty of room, fresh ice out there, so the sweepers are getting on it. Now they're up. Now they're on it again. Doesn't look like it wants to curl much, but they're at least trying to get it in position down there. Alright, and there's another guard out there for UW Stevens Point too. Alright, Jill's second shot. Just going for a draw again. On the other side of the sheet, sweepers are just starting on it about halfway down the sheet. They're just trying to sweep it up into there. And doesn't look like she's going to make it. So now we have a total of 4 guards up there. Nobody has been able to make it into the house yet. Zach's going for another draw. From Rebecca. And just to give everybody a heads up, UW Stevens Point 1 won the coin toss, but they, so far this whole weekend, have elected to have yellow rocks, so they deferred the hammer. So UW Stevens Point 2 has the hammer this end. Ryan's going to be calling just draw weight to try and bump up one of their yellow rocks, do a raise on it. That's on the center line for Evan Brower. Okay, shot's on its way. Shot looks a little bit wide of broom. Looks like they're trying a different raise than what they were initially intending, and now it's coming back, and it's just a little too light. All right, Zach Hartman. He's just calling for a raise. Probably backline weight, I'm assuming, to raise up one of his red rocks, which if he can pull it off, it'll be nice and heavily guarded. And this is Kylie Abel's first shot of the end. Sweepers are on it right from the get-go. Line looks good, just wait, more or less. Oh, it's coming hard. It looks like it might crash. Yes, it does. It comes over hard to crash on one of the guards up in front of the house. This is one of those times I wish we had our cameras adjusted to where I could see about 5 feet in front of the house, because there is a platoon of rocks, and yellow's all on the right side and red rocks are all on the left side. Looks like Ryan's trying to go for a raise with Evan's shot. And hits it and doesn't get the angle that he wanted on it, so no rocks in the house yet. Zach kind of just taking a second to think about what he likes, if he wants to go with a raise, a double raise, or... Yep. And that's what he's going for, the single. He's going to try a single raise. That's on the center line with one of the guards up there. Okay. Shot's on the way. Looks like Kylie's got plenty of weight. It's just a matter if it's going to curl or not. And it's not curling enough that they'd want. It's going to crash on one of the top guards and just kind of split over. Alright, looks like Ryan is going to try, and there's a yellow rock that's in the center line that looks like, I think that's what he's going to try and go for, is a raise on that. That or possibly a double raise on the other set of yellow rocks that's there. It's kind of a cluster, folks. So we'll just see what kind of weight he throws, and I'll be able to figure it out from there, hopefully. Okay, judging by the speed of his stone, looks like he's just trying to raise a single yellow rock. Lines out there. And he's going for the double raise now. And just not enough weight to get the second stone to raise up enough. If the point of the game was to get the rocks as closest to the bullseye without being in it, these teams would be world champions right now. Looks like Zach's just going to try, and there's a little bit of a port on the left side of the sheet. Looks like he's just going to try and go for just a straight draw, get something in the house. I mean, pretty much I think at this point any rock that gets into the house is going to be pretty good. It's going to be tough to get at it. But I'm sure that if he can't get one in here now, I mean, then he's probably going to be going for a blank just to try and keep the hammer into the second end, being that he's not going to be able to get two if this shot doesn't work out. So Zach's first shot, it's on its way. Line looks good. Sweepers aren't on the sweep yet. There's been a couple stones that far out onto the ice so far today. Sweepers are on it now. And I think plan B is that they're going to try and raise one of the reds. And crashes actually on one of the reds out there, and now that port's not there, and there's a raise, but with one shot left, I'm sure Harvey's just going to be going for the blank end. Try and, unless, Ryan is able to make him go for one of his shots. If Ryan can get one into Hosnell, Zach will be just going for the blank and start it all over again. Okay, Ryan shot's on its way. He's trying to do a raise on one of his yellow rocks. It's got a curl for him though. It's got a curl. And just not enough wave to be able to do what he wanted to do with that boat. So Zach's just throwing it away, not taking any chances. And the first end is blank, so Stevens Point 2 will keep the hammer going into the second end. Alrighty, folks. Well, UW Stevens Point 1 has just brought another rock down into the house. As you can see, the matchup with the other 4-footer rock. Double is coming up for Zach Hartman. That's a no-brainer.
That's not bad.
Shots on its way. It's gonna be close. Looks like a pretty good one, folks. And nice shot by UW Stevens Point number 2. Second, Rebecca. Looks like Ryan's just gonna try and probably do a hit and roll. Being that it doesn't have the hammer, roll behind the guards that you can see out on front of the sheet. So yep, that's the intent. Just trying to do a little hit and roll over. Rock's coming in nicely. I don't know if it's gonna get the roll though. No, it stays out in the center for Zach Hartman to play with.
I saw Terry and Nick play. They were in the basket. And they saw them sign up that morning. Maybe they'd get them to sign up at noon.
Then you asked them how slice that after?
Oh, you gotta have one of them.
Alright, Zach's just going for a hit and roll.
What's your next play?
I went out of my way to make sure I had somebody covered.
And it's a hit and roll, but it's not going behind the guard, so house is completely open.
So there's an each. Okay.
Alright, Ryan's just going for a straight up draw behind the guards here.
You're just like that. You're always trying to throw a pocket.
Looks like Evan's shot is going to be a little too hot. Yep, just a little too hot, folks. Zach was just giving a little sweep because there's nothing picked on it.
I'm like really late. There's not much late on the side.
Well, that's true. There's that.
I'm like, beef.
And try not to block it.
I want to see you walk up tunnel.
I'm not sure you can puddle.
Oh, he's so hard. He didn't have to.
Alrighty, folks. Looks like Zach's going to be going for just a draw here. I think he's got plenty of weight. We'll watch it as it comes into the house here, see where it ends up. Does a little bump and splits it. Double is still there. Oh no, that was the last rock of the end. So Stevens Point 2 gets 2 points in the second end. Alright, Sarah's shot is on the way. And it's looking to be a doozy guard, folks. Won't be able to see it on camera, but it's
And then I went and told Greg, because I told Greg right away.
right in zone 2, right on the center line.
Okay, but fantastic.
Well, the thing is,
It should now.
because they've already said they're going to do
Alright, here comes Aaron's first shot of the end.
Turns out.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong. I think there's absolutely, unless something happens.
Looks like he might be a little hot. Maybe crash on the
No, because,
no, goes by and you'll see it come through the house, folks. Just a little too heavy.
yes. Well, 'cause
Alright,
you had
Sarah
that-
is up again,
she's a roll.
and
And right after we got done settling on 175, same basic.
Zach is just calling for, either, a top 12 biter or, completely draw behind their Red Rock that's a guard up there on the center line. Giving a couple options.
Guaranteed, so it was good appreciation for 2 years.
The sweepers are on it right from the get-go. It's got a curl. Oh, I think that Rock must have picked on that one, folks. It was starting to come in and then it came out. So. Alright.
I know,
So-
because base, it's whatever.
Aaron is up again.
But the only thing that they might
And Ryan's just calling for a job behind their around Superior 2's guard rock right up front. Shot's on its way. Looks like it's got plenty enough weight. It's got a curl if they wanted to get, do the hide. But I think it might be going to the house.
I am the only person.
And both skips sweeping at it. So back 8-foot rock. And that's plays very nicely behind the guard that's up in front. So I think Zach's just gonna go and he's just gonna go and try to sit right on top of it, being that he doesn't have the hammer.
Well, you don't need too much cheese in the same meat. I wouldn't recommend eating it all at one time.
Alright, and this is Rebecca's. Her first shot of the end. Line's good, weight might be just a little too firm.
No. Lori's here behind you.
Yeah, just a little too heavy, and that might sit in the back. Yep. Might not be able to see it on camera, folks, but that is 3/4 on the match ball on the back red circle, so 3/4 of that rock is in play. Now Ryan is just going for another draw. Sweepers are on it right from the beginning. Sweeping for line 2.
Katie.
And that one crashes on the red rock right up above, but doesn't move it very much. So now there's two guards up there, and Zach's going to go for just another job, but he's going to come up the other turn, it looks like. Well, now he's contemplating. Yep, so he's going to go with the other turn, just go for a draw. Try and sit on top of their stone. Or I should say on top of Stevens Point's one yellow stone.
Yeah, horseback riding. Why didn't know you? Why didn't you know that?
Okay, here it comes, folks. It's coming in just nice on its own. And it's going to tick. And Stevens Point, number 2, takes over Shot Rock. Alright, Ryan's just going to go, left or right turn. Just do a draw, trying to sit on top of the Stevens Point 2 rock. Weight looks pretty good. Sweepers are on it now, about halfway down the sheet. And we had a wipeout. And unfortunately, looks like the guy's okay. He gets back up, shakes it off, but the rock was burned in that attempt. So now another opportunity for Zach. He's just going for another draw, same turn as they just did. And try and get 2 up in there. And this is Kylie's first shot of the end. Sweepers are on it about 3/4 way down the sheet. It's starting to curl, and now sweepers are up. And we'll watch it as it comes in here, folks. Looks like it's going to be a nice shot. Look at that. Nice shot right on the top of the 4-foot. And I think Ryan's going to come up and, try and take care of those guards. Yep, split them open. That's exactly what he's doing here. Just open up those rocks that are in the 4-foot line area. Oh, no. Now he's thinking about possibly doing a draw. Yep, and that's what he decides to go with, folks. He's just going to try and draw in. Alright, Evan's shot is on its way. It's got plenty of weight and it's not curling, so I think this one is just at best it's just going to hang around out there, but otherwise it's going to go through. Yeah, it's just going to go through. Oh, maybe back 12. Yep, you get a back 12 biter. Pretty much, yeah, it's right next to where the one red rock is. That's back there that was thrown earlier. Alright, Zach's just going to go. All I know his initial call was to draw another one in, but leave it high in the house. Yep, and that's what he's going for, just to clog up, take away the one side and getting that, the bullseye. Kind of a draw guard shot where it's in the house, but it's also acting as a guard. Okay, the sweepers are up. It looks like this one's a little firm. Sweepers are on it now. And that one actually goes and bumps the yellow rock that just went into the back 12 and takes that yellow rock out there. So now there's 2 red rocks in the back of the house. Now Stevens Point 1 is just trying to go for that draw again. Eventually somebody's going to get it on this sheet. Sweepers haven't swept, now they're at the hog line, and now they're sweeping hard at it. Now they got everybody trying to get as far as they can bring it. So even though they weren't able to get it all the way up there, that still leaves them a raise option at this point.
Look at Whitney. Did you see that?
Alright, looks like Zach doesn't want anything to do with that yellow rock that's up on the top there, so he's just gonna go for a hit and try and take it out. Taking away their Stevens Point 1's raise option that they have there. Yeah, it's the rock that's right next to the broom.
Is Reach just going through
Alright, Zach is on his way out. No sweep yet. Watching it very closely as it goes down the ice. We'll switch it over. And nice shot by Zach Hartman. It's a hit, gets the roll over. And Ryan's just going to go for the straight draw to the button here. All it needs to is just touch the button anywhere, and that would be shot rod. Trying to get something going here. I mean, even if he only pulls out the shot and takes one, it's better than giving up two for a steal at this point in the game. Alright, and here we go. Ryan's first shot is on its way. Line looks good, and now it's just waiting. The sweepers are now just getting on it. Doing a little up, down, up, down, up, down right now. Alright, we'll watch it as it comes in. Needs a little more curl, a little more curl, a little more curl, a little more. Oh, and a very nice shot by Ryan to bring it in there. I'll try and look on the TV camera to see if I can tell which one is closer. Just by looking, as there Zach and his Weiss are trying to eye it up. I think red is still shot. I think what Zach's trying to think right now is he's thinking about maybe doing a right to left draw. Just enough weight just to tap the red one in there. If they think that the yellow rock is closer, it's too tough to tell from my angle with camera down at the other end, and then also with the TV camera that's above me. It's just too tough to tell which one is actually closer. So I guess we'll be able to see what Zach's kind of thinking, depending on what type of shot he decides to go for. Alright, folks, well, not exactly a mine specialist, but it appears that it looks like Zach's going to try and come with enough weight, just bump weight, and try and hit that yellow rock right at the right angle. I'm going to switch it over so you can kind of look and see what I'm talking about. Just come over, hit that yellow rock, and bring it through the other side of the house. And then they will be going back to having 2 points and try and force Stevens Point number 1 team to get 1 point. Otherwise, they receive 2 points. All right, shots on its way. This is looking to be a fun end to see how this goes, and even though they're from the same university, everybody wants to win. Alright, a little bit of sweep just at the end now, but not a whole lot. And I needed to curl just a little bit more.
Alright, looks like the skip's going. Trying to go over and pump that the other one back. Shots on its way. We're shooting pretty hard. Starting to throw. Right. Ooh, just a little bit too far.
Alrighty, folks. That was Scott Sharp, the other host of the 4th Annual RSA College Bonspiel here. I had to step away for just a moment, so hopefully Scott did everybody well in discussing the shot. Stevens Point 2 took another point from Stevens Point 1 in that end. And right now, Stevens Point 2 has 2 rocks that are right next to each other in the house, and it's their shot. Zach's just calling for a guard to try and protect those 2 stones that are front there. He's just looking for just a top 12 biter guard shot. That way they have 3 that are currently scoring position, but it also covers the back 2. And then it would also force Ryan to throw a more difficult shot if you would try and take him out right away. Shot's on its way. Rock is starting to turn pretty good. The sweepers are on it. And Rock does not make it to the top 12, but it is about 1.5 feet right in front of it. And it is perfectly lined up, giving it a nice guard for those 2 red rocks. I know it's kind of hard to see. We weren't able to adjust our one camera view, but you can kind of see it out there where Ryan's left hand is. And I think Ryan's just going, he's just going to go and try and put up a guard or a draw, right onto the red rock. Everybody's sweeping. Don't think it's going to have enough speed to get it into the house. Oh, no, it's coming in there. Here we go. Nice sweep job by the sweepers to bring it in that far. I didn't think for a second there they're going to be able to make it that far, but I have been known to be wrong in my day, so it's always nice to kind of know what they're doing out there. And from me being an experienced curler, I did my curling days for UW-Marion County and UW Superior, so it's always tough to judge when you're not actually playing how far it actually goes, that little extra bit at the end. It looks like Zach's just gonna just go for a draw, try and set up on those rocks over there. Shot's on its way. Zach's giving a little hand gesture saying it needs to move over, trying to help it out. Now the sweepers are on it. And it's coming into the house. See where it actually comes. Like it's going to come up onto the yellow rock and bump and roll over. And there you go. That shot. It looks like Ryan's going to be going. It looks like he's kind of getting to the point where he kind of wants to break this up. Yeah, he's just going to go for he's going to try and go for the double. Just kind of pretty much nose it on that red rock that's in front there on the center line that's touching. And if that works out, then he's going to get the double, and he'll be sitting rocks 2 and 3, but he'd also have another option for a jam back. Check out that other red rock. It's coming in nicely. Here we go. Alrighty, well, it hit, but not quite where he completely wanted it. All the rocks are still in play, just spread out a little bit more now. It appears from the view, and it looks pretty good, that Stevens Point 1 yellow rock on the 8 foot is closest. So we will see what Zach decides that he wants to do with it. He's debating raising his red rock. That's a guard up there into the yellow rock. And yep, that's what he's going for, folks. He's going to try and do a raised takeout with his own red on red to white, or red on red to yellow and out. Say that about 5 times over as fast as you can. Alright, shot's on its way. Sweeper's sweeping hard. Here it comes. Might over curl just a little bit. And it does just a little bit. Zach sweeping as hard as he can to get it out of there.
Now this guy's sweeping.
And successful shot.
Evan swept like that, yeah.
So right now, it's looking UW Stevens Point number 2 has 4 rocks counting. Ryan's just gonna go and try and do a hit and roll on the 4-foot red rock right there. Shots on its way by Evan Brower. No sweep, just trying to let it curl. Just gotta curl some more. And it looks like it's just gonna hit and stay pretty much right there. Thus giving Hartman the chance to do the hit and roll over it, and then leaving the center completely wide open. Yep. It's kind of nice. I do know Zach Hartman a little bit from when he curled juniors with Evan Jensen, Ron Bitzler, Kelly Traska, and Big Ben. So I could tell the way that they're communicating, both Ryan and Zach, that it's a lot easier for me to commentate this game. All right, shots on its way by Kylie Abel. And it's hanging out there. It's not curling much. There's going to be maybe a little roll, but no, not at all. Nothing at all. So that's 2 shots in a row, 1 each for both Stevens Point teams where they were not able to get the roll that they wanted to. And now that that's up there, Ryan's going to be looking at, going for a different hit and roll on the next shot rock for red. See how Evan does with this time. All right, shots up, plenty of weight. Oh yeah, just plenty of weight. Sweepers around it. Ryan's trying to tell them to hurry, 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 hurry. And they get it, but neither rock stays on the play.
He just keeps coming down the ice, sliding.
Stevens Point number 2 with currently 3 rocks in play. And Zach's just going to go for just, draw weight, tap up that center red line rock in front of the house. Only red rocks that's in front of the house. The rest of them are in the back of the house. But now he's trying to communicate something with Kylie and trying to pick up what he's cooking right now. Oh, I think he's trying to signal to her that, and I'll put it on the different camera so it might be a little bit easier. The top red rock that's in the house, he wants to hit it, but he wants to kick it over. He wants to be on the right side of the nose to shift that over to the left to get behind that guard that's out in front of the house, and you can see there, folks. So 95% positive that's what he was just signaling to her at the end. So see how he ends up doing. So far in this game alone, just in the first couple ends, and even into this end, we see some pretty incredible shots, which is always nice to see. The more fun shots you get, the better it is to announce, and it's certainly a heck of a lot funner to watch from at home. All right, Zach's on its way. Shotza is on his way. Was just a little narrow of the broom, but nothing bad. Sweepers around it, halfway down the sheet. Now they're up. Now they're on it again. A little up, down, up, down. Oh boy, that rock is curling, and I mean it is curling, folks. And it ends up crashing. Ends up crashing on the guard rock that was out front. That rock seemed to have a little bit more swing to it at the end, though, when it got towards the end there than what has normally been happening on this sheet. So not sure if it might have, picked something up on the way down there, just a little hair, a little dirt, or something like that, and it will send a rock going either in the same direction and go farther, or it could stop at dead ends and track, or even, make it go in the opposite direction. It was starting to curl, so. If that'd be the case for either one of those scenarios, other than it being natural curl, it's pretty unfortunate. And I think I don't think Ryan's trying to hit the red rock that's in front. I mean, he could be, just to leave some up there for an option for himself, maybe a raise, but he also may be thinking about maybe doing a draw between the red rock that's, on top of your screen right now, but then there's a guard up there, but it is drawable, if you just throw the right way and then it comes good at the end. And now he's down at the other end of the house, just trying to. I think his vice skip Evan Brower is just kind of telling him, we do have a better turn if we're going to do a draw shot. As you can see, he just switched his broom, so they're going to try and just draw the board on the left-hand side there. Ryan's kind of discussing it with his other teammates down at the other end, just trying to figure out, how do we exactly want to do this? If I make this shot, what does Zach have in mind for his shot? It's always such a chess match. A good skip is going to be thinking, 2-3 shots ahead. And definitely Ryan and Zach, they both pay their respects. I was talking to them both before the game. I mean, they go to the same college and they curled together during league in Wausau. Definitely, giving each other respect and, definitely not underrating either one of them by any means. So, and I think he just came out a little too wide, and I guess I wasn't 100% sure what he was thinking with that. I mean, he threw plenty enough weight. I mean, it was take all weight, that's for sure, if he was just trying to do a hit and roll in on that one top left guard or what. But anyway, Zach is lining up in his shot. It looks like he's just going to come down and try and just raise his red rock in again, or if anything, if it hangs out on the sheet, just try and draw it in right behind the red rock.
Curl late and you're long. And one most good post. Yeah, they do.
All right, Zach shot us on his way, folks. I think it's. Yeah, that's exactly it. They're just going to try and go for the little bump, draw away, bump up. And boy, is that coming in. He's going to get, both of them are going to work. All right. And from what I can tell, folks, it looks like 4 red rocks, BW Stevens Point. Counting right now with 1 stone left in the end, and that would be Ryan Karnowski of UW Stevens Point #1 team. Zach has forced him with the option of just hitting, doing a takeout shot here, hitting, sticking, and taking 1 point, or otherwise Stevens Point 2 is going to be looking very good, 7-0 after 4 ends. All right, Ryan shots on his way. He hit the broom. Sweepers are on it. Try and prevent it from curling too much. And it's starting to come, folks. It's starting to curl. I don't know if this one's going to stick around or it might jam on a different rock. And, oh. And UW Stevens Point #2 takes 3 points from Stevens Point 1. And I'd like to take a minute right now and just like to thank our sponsor, Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Deliveries, for sponsoring our tournament and allowing us to be able to do this recording and web streaming. And we'll be back in just a little bit, folks. Alright, welcome back, folks. UW Stevens Point number 2 has put a rock on the house initially right away, trying to get Ryan to chase it. But Ryan was smart enough, he just put up a zone 3 guard up in front of it. And now we Stevens Point 2 lead, second rock coming in, just trying to bring it in, and sweepers are on it, and it's going to crash on the yellow rock up front. So there's 2 guards up there now for that red rock that you can see that's in the middle of the sheet, or middle of the, pretty much in the middle of the house over there. And Ryan's just going, trying to call for a guard, or a draw, I mean. Alright, this is Aaron's second shot of the game. And sweepers are on it now, about 3/4 of the way down the sheet.
Well, I wonder if Mr. Peterson wants to come backside.
And he ended up just throwing way too late.
Yeah, now,
Ended up just putting another guard up there, which is helping Superior, or Stevens Point number 2. And just to clarify, I went to UW Superior, so when I see SP2, I always think of Superior, so. Maybe by next year I'll have it down if I practice it enough. Alright, Zach's just calling for a draw for Rebecca. Shot's on its way, looks like she hit room, just plenty good enough. We'll see if the weight is good. Line is still good, sweepers haven't touched it yet. We'll get to see it as it comes in. Sweepers are on it now. And nice draw by Rebecca, bringing in 2 stones for Stevens Point number 2. Alright, now we got Jill. Jill from UW Stevens Point number 1 team. Ryan's discussing a shot or 2 with her to see what she feels comfortable doing. It looks like he's just going to give her the old number 1 and throw a takeout and bust up those guards that are up in front of the house. Yep. So the weight's there, the shot's on its way. Sweepers are on it right away instantly. And we might be able to see a rock or 2 fly around. And there they go. There's still 2 rocks, one red and one yellow, that are guarding up that red rock by Stevens Point 2, the one that's on the 4 foot. You can see 3/4 of the rock from the hack. So that's why Zach is instantly going for a guard. Thinking about guarding up and trying to protect that one rock in there. Yep, and now he's thinking about, he's just switching the different handle turn for his second. Okay, rock's on its way. Yeah, Rebecca was just a little bit outside with that, so trying to let it go as much as they can. Now they're on the sweep just before the hog line. Try and get it to curl over as much as it can, but it is an ineffective guard. It needed to come over about another 6 to 8 inches, and then it would have been pretty nice. So Ryan is just trying to figure out what she would like to do. Talking with Jill, see what she wants to do, and it looks like he's just gonna go draw away. 2-way, just come down, tap onto that red rock and scoot over and be closer, trying to get something going for him. Rock's on its way, it's got a curl, it looks to be a little heavy and a little outside. Starting to come in now a little bit, but no, just a little too heavy. Just barely a little heavy, folks.
He went 2-way.
Alright, no, Zach's gonna go just for a guard, try and protect that one so that way Ryan doesn't get another attempt at the same shot. And Zach is actually has 1 foot that's actually on the other sheet and giving it that much room just to avoid it being too narrow. He wants to definitely make sure that this guard is just standing on the 4 foot line at best. It looks like it might be a little heavy. And it is. So there we go. Stevens Point 2 with 3 rocks in the house. A little bit of a guard up for that center rock that's there, and Ryan's immediately just going to go for the takeout on it and try and get a double. Sweepers are on it all the way down. Ryan's yelling at them. They're trying to hold the line, but it will be crashing, I believe, on one of the guards up front. Yep. So I took out one of the yellow rock guards and opened it up a little bit more right now. I'm pretty sure that Zach's just going to go for just another guard shot.
Arbitrator determined that. The problem is nobody's going to pick them up.
And taking a little bit, just a little bit of time to think about it, and he's actually going to come up and I'll wait till he stops moving around to get an idea what he's actually going for. Okay, so it looks like he wants to plug up the port that's on the other side, which would be accessible for a draw to the button. So it looks like he wants to take care of that one. So Kylie's second shot, it's on its way. It's I think it might have been a little bit wide coming out of the hack, so they're just trying to let it curl. And yeah, it's just too wide and it's going to hang on. It's actually going to hit one of the yellow rocks. Ryan swept it a little bit. And now Ryan wants to go for the hit on the red rocks up there. Take a couple of them out, plus if it hits and sticks, stays right in the spot where it hit the red rock, then it would, give him an option for a raise. Sweeping hard, looks pretty good.
A lot of dead birds, huh?
Alright, and being that Zach's already got two in the house now still, he's just going for, I believe he's just going for a guard. So that way Ryan doesn't, he's going to try and off-angle it so that way Ryan doesn't have a shot at his yellow stone that's in the top 12 foot there.
Sucking another one around there. Once you guard up the promotion, maybe eventually we will take that off.
Alright, Zach's shot is on its way.
Bank shot.
Maybe it's thinking it's wrong.
Alright, Rock's hanging out there a little bit. The sweep now is starting to come in. The sweepers are on it. Alright, throws a zone 1 guard, so it's pretty lined up, somewhat pretty square with the yellow rock that's there, but it'd be one heck of a shot to do that big of a raise and do a take with it. All right, we got Ryan's shot coming up now.
I see him. White taking over here, huh? I guess so. It's still windy out there?
All right, I think Ryan's just trying to get enough around that. Trying to do a raise on his yellow rock. And they're sweeping hard. I don't know if they're going to get it by. Maybe. Yep. Oh, it just kissed on the rock that Zach just threw. That's his own one guard. Just a couple centimeters more, and Ryan would have been able to bring it in and raise his yellow rock in, and possibly to be sitting one. But good attempt nonetheless. I mean, very tough shot to do.
Snow out there?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Patch. Size of my head here or there. It's much nicer than October.
It looks like Zach's just going to go for another guard shot. Now he's going to try and just tuck it in so that way Ryan's not going to have a shot at his own yellow rock like he just did. And now Kylie is the one that's got a foot on the other sheet, on the sheet 3 back down there, so there's definitely not a problem with the ice curling. But this guard that he's going for is going to be just touching the right side 4-foot line that runs down the sheet, so definitely got to give it a little bit of a broom because it is curling out there, folks. I mean, might be a little much, but it's not too extreme at this point.
I got about 45. He started coming from that cornfield. He knew it's
All right, shots on the way. Fresh ice out there, so the sweepers are on it automatically just to make sure it doesn't slow down too much. It's got to come back, though, to be an impactable guard. Now Kylie comes up to give it an extra hand. It's still not wanting to come in at all, folks. All right. And Ryan will have a shot at his yellow rock out there with a little bit more of the rock to look at this time, if that's what he wants to go for. I think he doesn't. It's either that or a draw through the slim port on the other side. And he's looking, him and Evan are both looking over their option. But as of right now, Ryan fails to connect for a point on this shot. Stevens point 2 is going to get 2 more points, and it's going to be tough to come back down 8 points after 5 ends completed.
Speed.
Alright, folks, just in case you don't know me, this is me. I'm Tony Nelson, the one that's broadcasting this game, and it looks like Ryan wants to go and try and raise one of his red rocks, or let's say, no, that wouldn't make sense. I think he's actually trying to go in there and try and do the double to shoot it out, so we'll just see what happens. Alright, now it looks like Evan wants to go the other route. Looks like he wants to try the same shot that Ryan just did before, so I agree. I already threw it once, you know what he's just going to do. You just got to make sure that you hit broom and do it good enough. Rock's on its way. Sweepers aren't on it yet, but now they are. About halfway down the sheet. and they kind of swept it out a little bit too much. It's coming back, but cuts Stevens Point 2 down to 1 point versus giving up 2.
No, on the way out there.
Alright folks, CW Superior 2, or Stevens Point 2 has 7, Stevens Point 1 has 0.
I guess this one's going to be done. Should be anyway.
So Stevens Point has 1 in the house right away, which is a smart call when you have a big lead. You're just trying to load up the house. Ryan, of course, knows that he has to get the guard zone game going to work for his favor. Shots coming, it's actually going to be a raise. I don't think it's going to quite get to the house, but...
That guy over there in that flag shirt.
Yeah.
Now you can see it, folks. It raised out the yellow and then just kind of kicked it over a little bit close to the house. I mean, there's definitely something if it comes down to it that Ryan can do work with later on in the end for a raise option.
I heard on the radio the other day.
Yeah, it looks like Zach's just going to keep trying to pile the rocks into the house. Alright, shots on the way. It looks like it might be a little heavy just by trying to judge, but no, they're sweeping it. No, it's actually late. Yeah, they got to get on that if they want to get it anywhere near.
Knew everybody's name.
Alright. And maybe that was his intent the whole time, was just to do a guard.
How is it like?
I mean, you don't have hammer. Typically, when you don't have hammer, you're always going to want to have guards and try and protect, play a little defense. kind of tough to tell when you have this big of a lead what exactly Zach likes to do with this. But Stevens Point 1 is bringing one in. It's coming into the house pretty nicely. Going for the bullseye camera view. And it's going all the way down to the red rod. Nice shot for Stevens Point 1. Oh, looks like one of the Stevens Point 2 rods got tapped by one of the sweepers on the way there. Zach didn't seem too concerned about it. He tapped it with his broom once, might not even have moved it at all, and ready to go on to play.
And I like it when they do the gesture or the skip or the way
Looks like Zach's just calling for a draw this time to go and sit up right on the button on top of that yellow stone. Rock's out there. He's got some waves, got a curl. And looks like they're just going to raise the red one in a little bit. Zach's out there trying to sweep it over as much as he can. Alright. And that actually gives him, the raise option to the back of the house, depending on how Ryan's shot ends up here. Right. And here comes Jill's second shot. It's coming. Sweepers are on about 3/4 of the way down the sheet. And line's good. They just got to get it there. Now they're on it some more, and this is just another doozy. Nice shot. A couple nice shots by Jill. She has definitely got her draw weight down today, folks. Alright, looks like Zach just wants to bring it on down and make it a party up in the center of the bullseye there, in the center of the house, I should say. Proper curling.
Yeah, it seems to me that he can come the other
Proper
way.
curling lingo, as you can say. Shots on his way. The sweepers haven't swept it all yet. It's got a curl. It's starting to come in now. Maybe just a little heavy or just by itself. Oh, now they're getting on the sweep. And look at this, coming right in to answer back for Stevens Point number 2. Nice shot by Kylie. So, Stevens Point number 1 with the shot rock right now. Here's Evan's first shot at this end. Sweepers are on it right away, came just a little narrow. Trying to come in and get on top of trying to keep it and take out. Here it comes. Now they let up on it, and it's going to curl more and take out the red rock. Nice job by Evan Brower.
Now red's gonna have, no, red's gonna have me, right? No. Oh, us. Okay.
Right. Now Zach's just kind of figuring out which way he wants to go with this.
Well, maybe not. Maybe that red will hold it all.
Looks like he's just going to go and try and, he's just going to go for halfway and try and take out some of the yellow rocks there. Alright, shots on its way. Mix it around the guard, and here we go, folks. Let's see what happens. Alright, not a bad shot. Takes one yellow rock out. Stevens Point number 1 still has 2 rocks closest to the button. And now Ryan's just going to go for, halfway and take out that red rock. That's up there, so that way Zach can't use it on him. When it comes to his turn. Shot's coming. A little wide. It's got to come back and curl. It looks like it's going to probably... Oh, it does make it. Thought for a second there, folks, it was going to hit the yellow guard rock that was up front, but it swung nicely at the end corner. take out the red rock. Alright, Zach Stone coming up. Had a little bit of a wipeout in the house on sheet 3 we got on camera there, but Zach's gonna go for just a draw, try and draw to the button on this one, through the port. Nothing too difficult on the way. He's got a lot to work with for him. It's just a matter of the right weight with the right line and the right shot. Easier said than done, folks. Alright, he is coming. He is pretty much right on broom. Speed purse haven't got on it yet. They're going to wait for it to start to curl, make sure that it's going. Now it's starting to come. Now they get on it. And it's coming in pretty nicely by itself overall, folks. Maybe just a little heavy. Just a little heavy, yep. Ooh. Bites on the back 12 foot. So it looks like Ryan's just going to come with. I don't know if he's going to do a full takeout weight or maybe just, maybe just half weight and, jam up on his yellow rocks there and bump that red out and then be sitting 4.
Well, like I said,
It's lined up there pretty nicely. Alright, Ryan stepped into the hack and now he's on his delivery. Coming out. Yeah, looks like, I think he's just coming, it was just hack weight to try and bump up on his yellows. Yep, now they call for the sweep. Rock's starting to come in. And, it looks maybe a little light, just going for a draw now.
Fast.
Alright, nice shot. Stevens point 1 trying to make a mark to get right back into this game here in the 6th end. They got 3 rocks counting right now. And I believe Zach has only 1 shot left.
now that's never going to happen.
So we'll see what he's contemplating right now with Kylie. So if anything, if they can't get shot rock to at least, cut them down. Looks like he's thinking about just doing a draw down and sitting on the top of one of those yellow rocks right there. Cause the way it stands right now, say Zach were to miss the shot completely and leave everything wide open, he would have a chance to come down and bump his 2 yellow rocks and then score 5.
Yeah. There's nothing. Right. Why did they even bother?
I just wanted to see the score.
Alright, it looks like Zach's gonna come down and try and notch that one yellow one just enough to move it to where he can hit the bullseye button house yellow rock and then leave his rock there to make Ryan try and do some finesse with it to get a bigger end out of this. Switch it over, you can definitely see we got a good end going on here right now. Lots of rocks in play. Alright, here comes Zach. He's sliding out right now. Looks to be right on broom. Sweepers are on it, halfway down the sheet. Now they're up. Now they're on it. Now they're up. A little up and down, up and down, up and down.
Oh, this might hurt him more.
So
He's got it.
hits, bumps. Ooh.
Bang for 4.
Not exactly what Zach wanted, folks. You know, every which way you looked at, you know, trying to get a rock in there to try and minimize damage versus giving up for a big end. Ryan now just has to tap on that red.
Yeah, if he didn't put both of them, he could get 5.
You can either tap the red and just go for the single, score 4, or if he hits it just right, he can tap the first red rock out. And you can just see he just pointed it out to where he has a possibility for 5 here, folks. You know, there's a couple options that are definitely workable depending on, you know, how Ryan comes out with the stone. It is possible where he could hurt himself here by not, you know, getting as many points. Definitely looking out for Stevens' point number 1 team at this point now. So. Alright, Ryan's in the hack, dusting out the stone, getting ready for this last shot here. Definitely, probably so far, the most critical point in the game. You know, Stevens point 1 just trying to crit back into it. Alright, shot's on its way. Maybe just, yeah, it looks like he hit broom just nice.
Here it comes. Don't let it die. Don't let it.
Alrighty. Alrighty, well, he takes out the 1 and Stevens point 1 gets 4 and creeps right back into this, folks. While they're shuffling around the rocks and stuff like that, we're going to take a sponsor timeout and have everybody look at this beautiful Jimmy John's logo we have for you. Our tournament is sponsored this year by Jimmy John's, and we'll be back in just a moment. Alrighty, Stevens Point 2 has one red rock that's in the top 12 foot. Stevens Point 1 is just going for a draw right now, trying to get behind that red rock. Sweepers are on it. And it's coming in, but it looks like it's going to jam on the red rock. And it actually curls right in front of it. So Zach's just going for a hit and roll, trying to get it to roll to the outside. And here comes the shot. Looks like it's got to curl a little bit more. But comes back just enough just to get the yellow rock. Take it out of play. Alright. Looks like Ryan's just going to try and go for the draw again. So Evan's second shot at the end is on its way. And comes in and hits off the red, pushes the red in, keeps the yellow rock on the top 12. And I'm pretty sure that, yeah, Zach's just going to go for the straight take on this. Try and hit it and stick it and have two rocks in play. Right. Kylie's second shot, it's on its way. Zach's yelling at him to go hard, it's coming in. Takes the yellow out. Raises their own red rock, but keeps one in play, and overall it's giving Ryan less rocks to work with not having the hammer. So it looks like Ryan's just going to draw down to try and sit on that red rock. Alright, Ryan is on its way. A little bit narrow with the broom. Sweepers are on it, about a third of the way down the line. Ryan trying to encourage them by yelling at them to get it going there. Sweep as hard as they can. And they're going, trying to get as far as they can, as close as they can to that red rock, and just a little bit short. Ryan would have preferred a freeze on that, but time for Zach. Looks like, yeah, he's just going to go for the tape. Try and do a hit and stick. Just try and hit it on the left side of the nose of the yellow rock up there. We'll do the trick for him. Alright, and here goes Zach. Sweepers are on it about just before the halfway mark of the sheet. Now they're up. And here we go, folks. We'll see a doozy coming, it looks like. Nice shot, yep. Zach hit a nice, perfect shot there, so Ryan's just going to try and draw down and sit just right on that red rock, but a little bit closer. So that way it would be a little bit tougher for Zach. He's going to have to jam it to get it out of there, and hopefully try and get 1 point. Alright, Ryan's shot is on its way. Sweepers aren't on it yet. Appears he might be a little bit heavy there, not even seeming to be concerned with it. Yep, Ryan's just a little too heavy for it. Alright, well, now it's going to be a easy draw for anywhere touch the house, and Stevens Point number 2 will score 3, making it a total of 9-4 with 1 end to play. And pretty much at this point, folks, sure that probably after this shot, Stevens Point 1 might just call the game. But then again, they did get a big end in the 6th when they were down, 6-0, so who knows? They might still play it just for the heck of it. I, for one, back when I played, I never wanted to give up unless it was completely impossible to come back from, so I wouldn't blame them if they did. So Zach's shot is on its way. Sweepers don't think, well, now they're getting on it about halfway down the sheet. All it has to do is touch somewhere in the house. And it does so. So Stevens Point number 2 gets 3 more in the 7th, and it appears that everybody is shaken down there. So UW Stevens Point number 2, led by Zach Hartman, is our 4th annual RSA College Field first event champions, and Stevens Point number 1, led by Ryan Karnowski, are the runner-ups. And I'd like to thank everybody who's been listening to this game. We will see you all next year.